Good afternoon. Nadine here from Soulstone Sanctuary. I've really struggled with today's message. It's something I really, really want to bring across. But this is easily the 19th take of this. So bear with me, please. And normally I would just have gone, okay, I'm not doing it. But today I feel really, really strongly and very passionately about this. So again, if I stumble over my words, please forgive me. I am seeing so much on social media that is just drivel, like to the highest degree, just drivel, absolute rubbish. Now, if you're watching me and you're thinking what I'm saying is rubbish, great, that's fine. Kindly move on. I'm not your person, you're not my person. That's great. I have the conviction, though, of knowing that when I come out here and say something, I have the knowledge to back that. I'm not just coming out here and sucking thumb because I want you to like my frickin' posts or because I have a little ego that needs feeding. It shouldn't work that way, right? That stuff becomes a byproduct, and actually this line of work comes from your big ego, right? That side which is your destiny, and being that vessel for God and going out and doing that work that truly matters. Okay, anyway, irrespective of that, the world is in a shambles, no doubt about it. But guess what? The world has never not been in a shambles. Really, we have always had periods of intense fear and uncertainty and violence. And why the fuck can't we just try the other side of it? Excuse my language. But why? Why do people find it okay to get on their keyboards and completely try and annihilate somebody else because they have an opinion? I mean, it's madness. So today's talk is just a little bit about discernment, and how very important that is moving forward in our world, and how very important it is for people to start maturing up, growing up, becoming mature, becoming just caring again about your fellow man. Come on, please. Discernment means the values that I have as a person come through in the way I talk to you, in the way I deal with the world, in the way I present ideas or theories or support or even questions. When I was younger, I was very opinionated. I have got an Aries moon and an Aries rising. I mean, I was. I'm happy to admit that. You know, I was the best mother before I was a mother. You know how that works? And I can't believe she did that. And you know, then... And it genuinely was not in a judgmental way, although of course it was, right? But I would tell you, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not judging her. But actually, in my figuring it out, which wasn't untrue, I am also judging her. Discernment becomes about, how do I work through something that I might not agree with, just quietly? Or how can I come to you in a mature way and say, Nadine, that thing you do, it's hurtful. How can we do this differently? Now, if I'm not able to receive that from you, then I'm the problem, right? Then my maturity is not there. Because you're part of my unit. You're part of my friends. You're part of people I love. Therefore, absolutely, I would like to pay attention to what you're saying, because what I strive for, and I sincerely hope that most of the world is striving for this, is to be better than I was yesterday. Not better than whoever else, just better. To know more, to be able to do better today, to be able to say things in a different way, to grow within myself. I mean, the confidence I have right now sitting and chatting with you is off the charts compared to 4 months ago. I mean, it's wonderful. This is my growth, right? But my growth is part of your growth, because people who know me personally are now able to go, man, I'm so glad you're doing this, because this is your passion, this is what you wanted to do. Bravo. That's it. Right now, this moment I'm having here, which is obviously weird because I'm just looking into that little dot over there, right? But that's what it is. It's this message. And once I step up from here, I put this off and I get up from here, I need to walk away from it. But what I've given to you here is this purity of heart. This video could have been quite aggressive and could have said, these astrologers had come, but I'm not going to do that because it doesn't serve any of us. It really doesn't. Then another thing that is really, really important with what's happening out there, because of course it is chaotic. If you are South African, like me, you know it's scary out there. And the scariest thing is that there's only a handful of people who are talking on platforms, and I mean, they're wonderful and really valuable to us. The scary thing is that we don't have access to those politicians. Their only job is to listen to us and to actually keep the country running and keep all of us democratically happy. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. But exactly the opposite is happening. Okay, so I can spend an hour longer on this clip talking about that, but I'm not going to, because that's what we want to eradicate. We want to eradicate that fear of, but what can we do about it? Well, but what can we really do about it? Because actually they work for us. The government works for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. I am asking you, I'm encouraging you really seriously to put that social media off for 2 days or 3 days. First of all, question, why are you on social media so much? Is it procrastination? Is it, look, if it's your line of work, obviously. But even if it's your line of work, I promise you, you're getting distracted for at least 2 hours of the day in these crap little reels where you just grow. It's like it's madness. Because so often the things that you're watching are not even, they're not even the same topic. So question, why is there so much available to you to be this distracted with? Life is not to be distracted. Life is to be lived. The only thing, and I'm not sure if I've said this because, like I say, I have recorded this many times, that you are in control of is how you are reacting to things, how you're reacting to life. And I know that majority of us at the moment are not reacting the way we would like to because we don't have the capacity. I completely agree with the clip I watched today. Be a wonderful man who's really campaigning for South Africans to just actually wake up. But he said that South Africans are experiencing PTSD. And I 100% agree with that, because we wake up in the throes of, it's on the news, it's immediate, it's in our feeds, it's people talking at work, it's people talking on the weekends with families, it's everybody wanting to get the bigger word in, it's everybody who knows really what they should do. It becomes violent. We should just kill this one whole section of people. What? What the fuck? So, this is not a prepping video. This is not a fear-mongering video. This is me coming to you and saying, yes, we're in shit. We're in deep, deep shit. But if you wait around for a leader to help you, you're going to be in deeper shit. So take the reins today in the most basic way. And so for people who are my age and older, this is going to seem like me. But for people who are younger than me, a lot of you are not actually able to do this anymore because it's become redundant as far as being taught it or actually experiencing it. Watching a clip of somebody making a fire doesn't necessarily mean you can make a fire, right? You need to learn it here in front with somebody. When we hit COVID and lockdown, this became very apparent to me then as well, especially in the line of work that I do, is that thing of when the shit hits the fan, how prepared are you? Not many South Africans really, and this is also sad, but this is our reality. There are not many South African families that have cupboards and cupboards and cupboards of food, like we used to. We don't. It's actually frightening. So my question to you is today, just go over in your mind a little bit of just the day-to-day survival things, right? If the shit hit the fan now, again, I'm not a prepper, but can you make a fire? Can you boil water? Do you know how to purify water? Can you put a fire out? Do you know how to put different fires out? Can you make food? Can you bake? If you don't have electricity, do you know how to do it differently? Can you sew clothes? Can you sew a button on? Never mind even just sewing the clothes. Can you make sanitary pads makeshift if you suddenly needed to? Can you be there as an anchor and a supportive person for somebody else who might be completely freaking out? Can you, in a situation where you need to be really quiet? Can you listen? Can you come forward when you really need to talk and say, hey, wait a minute, this is not right. This is not fair. And how about we try it like this? Not, this is not right. And no, this is just not working. So let's look at it differently. There's no need to fight with each other anymore. We are so past that. And yet we are so accelerating that at the moment. My God. I don't want to live in a world where constantly I am having to hear conversations that shock me because of what people are willing to do to other people. I really want to be part of conversations where we are building things up. That doesn't mean going out and giving things to people for free. It means going out there and empowering people to be able to do things for themselves. Years ago, and this was before lockdown, if I remember where I was living, this beautiful thing came into my space and I used it a lot. There was a very big Jupiter transit at the time. And so I used this quite a lot in my talking, and I still love the idea. And as often as I can, I do it. And I'm just using this as an example just to show you, there are times when you want to do something for somebody else. For example, and this is the one I'm talking about now, is, as a woman, if you have an old handbag, can you fill it with pads, tampons? Can you fill it with Snickers and energy bars, maybe a few cans of food, box of oats, whatever, jersey, and then just on your way to work or wherever you may be, just there's somebody on the side of the road, give it to them. What you're doing now is you're not feeding whatever addiction they may have, and God bless them, because those addictions come from feeling so low and having nothing and being completely broken. So there's no judgment there. However, this empowers them. You're not just giving them something, because if you had just given them 50 Rand, the chances are they would have or could have used a tiny bit on that on really bad quality food, and the rest of it they're just using on abusing themselves further. So that's not necessarily helpful. But take that 50 Rand and go buy a packet of food. Or this thing I said now, drop a warm jacket off for somebody on the side of the road. What you're going to do for them, you will never know. But by God, you're going to give them some hope, and it's going to be a positive experience to some extent. It actually doesn't even matter what the experience is for you. It's not about you. And this is what we need to move into. If I feel that somebody on the internet has just said something I don't like, unless they're harming somebody and it's really untruthful, of course, then you've got to say something. But message them privately if you don't agree with them, or just move on. Better yet, those 2 hours that you waste in a day on social media, can you start giving yourself half an hour increments where you're putting that phone down half an hour before you might have before? Get up, walk into your garden, say thanks for the day. Look at these beautiful birds. Come back to life, come back to reality, come back to earth. That's our reality, not the bullshit that people in the power are doing. There's never been a time in history where people in power are not abusing that power. So even if I go there now and say, because I'm a I fight for fairness wherever I can, I really do. But it's not going to make me the president of the country tomorrow. So what can I do that's going to be much, much more effective than that? It's going to be to rally a group of sisters and do something proactive. To think about what I'm saying before I say it. To think about how I'm saying it before I say it, because we are a lot more angry than we've ever been, really. Really, we are. Even our children are feeling it, because if you are on social media too long, what happens? You start to feel really crap about your own life. Why would you do that to yourself? Wow. You know, years ago, there was a study, which I'm sure you've heard of, where it became apparent that people who are obsessed with selfies can actually start to suffer. I don't know if they start to suffer from depression or if it makes it worse, but I mean, I can totally understand that. Here you are taking photo after photo, and everything you're doing is negative. Oh, look at my nose. Oh, no, I have to take it again. Oh, no, that's not a good photo. Take it again. I'm a very good example of that. I hate photos because I'm not photogenic. I'm not. So what do? I either don't have photos of myself taken, or when I used to be a performing artist many years ago, I learned a little bit about, what you can do if these are your things and you. So that's what I do. I had to really learn to detach from that. But you know what? It's so liberating. Now, you can take a photo of me from any angle. It doesn't matter. I am who I am. This is the face I was given. I mean, no amount of hating that is going to change it. Not that I've hated it, but I'm just trying to get a point across to you. That's where we need to go back to. Please. Just please, just think about it. Think about things before you do them. Think about when you've been bitten by somebody, how cuck it made you feel. So why go and bite another person? It doesn't make them feel good either. And you know what? If you bite the wrong person in today's society, you might just get a big fat club. Why? Okay. I'm sending you lots of love as always. There are things that we can do. And really, please do them.